Heidi-o, heidi-o, heidi-o. So, the thought of the day. We're going to go back to 17 Zevi, or Yaakov Jacob Frank, and Frankism, the Epstein class. You know, I've spent anything. My thoughts are just my thoughts, and it's without prejudice. So anyway, the same individuals that created the Social Security Trust account are men of renown who want to make a name for themselves. And they believe in all kinds of perversions. So when you think of all the things you're told not to do in Torah, Tanakh, and what some know as the Old Testament, those are things they do. But they do it in a sneaky and deceptive way. So let's say I create an account, and we'll call it the Social Security Trust account. And everything is linked to that trust account. So if you use that trust account, you're carrying what I created. So I created you. I create a calendar, and I get you to follow that calendar, and a time zone act, and I get you to follow that time zone act. You're doing everything in the context of what I created. You're a part of my creation, so you belong to me. If I name you, you belong to me. That's the philosophy. So if I'm the one that gave you the name, then you belong to me. So anyway, you're carrying that Social Security Trust. So when somebody asks you for identification and you show them their identification that they own their corporate states, so it shows what is in your mind, that you're a fool or you're insane because you believe somebody else created you. But anyway, so I'm allowed to reclaim what belongs to me. Everything is on its face value. Prima facie evidence. Everything on its face. So when you've got that all caps name, you belong to me. If you've got my name in your pocket, then you belong to me. Or I'm receiving what belongs to me. So if I take you into custody, I'm taking what belongs to me into custody because you claim to be something that belongs to me. So anyway, what this has to do with the frankist ideology and frankism and wickedness and the Epstein class, the ones who believe they're allowed to do things to boys and girls, and not just boys and girls, but grown men and women. All these perversions that they push. It's a mental illness. But anyway, that one big club that you're not in, you're actually the food, and you're children of the food. You're what the parasites live off of, because they don't live off their own sweat equity, they live off your sweat equity. So when you use that trust account, everything, look at it this way. It's like if I give McDonald's my paycheck, and McDonald's decides it's going to charge me X amount of percentage on my paycheck or my labor. And I agree with that, then I'm agreeing with that. So anyway, when I destroy what belongs to me, I'm destroying what belongs to me. So if I make a piece of pottery and I destroy it and decide I'm going to do something else with it, I destroyed what I created. I'm not harming anybody by destroying. That's their mentality. So then I'm going to do some obvious things right out in the open and let you know what I'm doing. But in your ignorance, you're not going to know what I'm doing because you don't get the gist of the whole game. So I own the profit that comes from the same organizations that create the armaments that blow things up. I own the same construction company that is going to come in and rebuild after things are all blown up. I destroy the flesh of others because they've got my property in their possession. I send my real estate brokers, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump, and the like, and have them go and make deals with others around the world who also have that same mentality, that they have a right to be a parasite and live off of others. And we make a deal that we're going to blow things up, and We're going to get everybody good and PO'd because they're going to want to go to war. And I already said that I want the population to be diminished by 80 or 90%. There's too many people in the world. And I've already straight out said that if I create vaccines and enough people take the vaccines, that should bring down the population a little bit. And, you know, like Gates has said, out in the open. I tell you all these things, and you think in your mind, people can't be that wicked. They will show you what they are doing right up front and tell you what they're doing right up front. But yet you'll see with your eyes and still be blind, and you'll hear with your ears and still be deaf. So they're telling everybody what they're doing. Well, we think that would be great land to put up some nice hotels and, you know, nice beautiful waterfront property, and they're going to Iran, that portion of land known as Iran, and trying to make deals, but they're real estate agents. They're real estate investors. So what are they truly doing? So all the things that are going on around the world, I don't think they're by accident by any stretch of the imagination. You know, putting sanctions on people and all this other stuff. I think it's all just one big game, one big show, because they've already said they have a 2030 agenda, and they want to reduce the population. And what's the easiest way to do it? Destroy the flesh, starve some, make it to where the cost of living is so damn expensive you can't afford to travel. So that's a message for today. I don't think anything that is going on is an accident. I think it's all planned, pre-planned, premeditated. So that's the issue. It's treason around the world. You want to make a profit off other people's souls, off the neshama of others, destroying the flesh of others. And that's wicked. That's being Rasha. That's the Epstein class. That's frankism, frankist ideology. That's a message for today. God bless. Much love.